Yo, 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 this is Diggedy Dave, and today we review Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Right out the door, the hype train was real for this movie. 3 years in the making, coming off of Man of Steel, divisive movie. People loved it, people hated it. This was kind of the redeeming factor movie. A lot of stuff riding on this. I couldn't wait to get in the seat. I called up my friend, Batman coming, Superman coming, Superman coming, Lex Luthor coming, Lex Luthor coming. It's a stupid game we play. Anyway, was this the movie that can change everything? Does this change the slate of the comic book movie, the way they're made, a new style of storytelling? Well, let's see. Batman v Superman had a lot of stuff going for it. Ben Affleck was great as Batman. Superman looked great. The colors were nice and rich as opposed to kind of the muted colors that were in Man of Steel. There was a different feeling about this one altogether. I really like Lex Luthor. What they did with him, I know some people didn't, but I did like it because I'm not afraid to do something a little different from the comics or from the Donner series or any of that kind of stuff. It's cool that they're taking chances. Lawrence Fishburne worked out well. He actually was a little bit of comedy relief. It was a nice bit of levity through such a heavy movie, a heavily long movie. Lois Lane worked out well. I do like the nod to kind of like the Elseworld. I like the nod to Crisis on Infinite Earths. There's a lot of stuff for comic book fans to love here. There's a lot of little love letters that are written here. If you pay attention, the Easter eggs are great. Zack Snyder's shooting style is really nice. I like the visuals that he provides. I like his comic book look. His comic book style fits the genre very well. Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, I enjoyed that performance. I thought she did very well. I thought the fighting scenes were really well done. She looked great in the costume. All the fears about her being too skinny and all that stuff that was all over the internet, I never worried about that in the first place. She looked great. I look forward to her movie. Hope that's going to be something special. The Justice League was exciting to see. It was the first time you're seeing them on film, so I'm pretty sure a lot of DC comic fans will be very excited about that. I enjoyed the movie score a lot. Actually, I bought it right before I saw the movie. I like Hans Zimmer and Junkie XL's score. I like what they did with Batman. I don't find it too overly noisy. I like the tones that they put in there. So it's a great soundtrack. It's also a great soundtrack to work out and exercise to. Kind of gets you pumped up. Not bad. Things that didn't work. One was the pacing. The pacing was all over the place. There were scenes that didn't make sense. That even as someone who understands this stuff, yeah, I understand what they're doing, but it didn't flow well with the story. The plot was all over the place, and the plot was very full. You had so many things happening in the movie. It's almost as if there wasn't enough time to put any weight to any of them. So once the film has its resolution, it doesn't really hit that hard for me, which I think that's where the film starts to fall apart. Again, they had every ingredient they needed to make this a knockout hit, and it just missed a little thing. It's basically like baking your bread without the yeast. It never gets to rise. The movie feels frustrating, literally like driving a Ferrari in a school zone. It's frustrating. You just want to let it loose, and it just kind of never gets to happen. The fight between Batman and Superman, that looks fantastic. It looks good. The problem is the motivation for it is a little wonky as it happens. As motivations for most of the things that happen in the movie are also a little wonky. I get it. It's not that I didn't see it in the movie. It just wasn't strong enough for me. The movie suffers from what I call set up the next movie-itis. You're too busy setting up your next films or your future slate of films that you forgot to make this one badass. Stop trying to set up the next movie at the cost of your current movie. That's terrible. Just take your time. Do it right. I know that's a song. I know. Yeah, it's a song. There were some story beats in there that really needed a little bit of work. There was some editing work that needed to be done too, I think. When the story jumps around the way it does, it wasn't very cohesive. I think that hurt the movie in the end. I'm hoping the future movies can learn off of this. I hope they're not going to implode the entire DCEU and try to reboot or anything. I just want them to take a look at this, learn your lesson, make the future films badass and even better, and let's all just enjoy it and forget this whole DC versus Marvel thing. That's ridiculous. There are people that really wanted this to fail and they're happy at home. That's what we call haters. That is a hater, like literally, that's a hater. Fact of the matter is, Batman v Superman isn't a good movie. It's also not a terrible movie. I feel it falls right in the middle, and so I'm going with 2.5 out of 5 on this one. Thanks for watching. This is Dorky Diggedy Dave, and we just reviewed Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Remember, being a dork is only a few lessons away. Stay dorky.